Hello, my name is Adrina. I am the owner and accountant here at Accounting by Adrina, and in today's video, I am taking you behind the scenes in a day in the life. Now, for this particular day, it is September 1st, and usually on the 1st, there are several different tasks that need to happen behind the scenes here. So I wanted to walk you through those tasks together in a day in the life, and you can see me from start to finish, basically when I get up, get ready, have my coffee, come into my office, and I'll talk you through various things, what I'm doing with my clients, and what needs to happen on the first day of a new month. Because if you know anything about accounting and bookkeeping, we are working a month behind. So that means really we're in September, but I'm going to be working on August data. And so that is why I wanted to take you behind the scenes today. So won't you come along with me on a day in the life? You guys, I have been programming my coffee so when I get here, it's about 8:15, I can have my cup. So excited. Let's get it. I have this wall organizer here, so I'm going to choose the Boss Cup. Here we go. My favorite part of the day. I'm going to add some cinnamon. I did add some creamer to my coffee, and I have my water. I opened the blinds because it's pretty gloomy today, so I like all of the natural light in the morning, but just coming back to my desk from yesterday, the mess I left, and then sometimes I print out a recipe overnight when I'm looking at Instagram. So this recipe is a 1 skillet cheesy broccoli cheddar orzo bake from Half Pig Harvest. So excited about that. So it is about 8:20. I am enjoying my coffee, and I'm usually working by now, so I'm kind of losing a little bit of time. I woke up a little bit late, and then of course I'm filming. So I need to kind of recalibrate my day. I'm going to do this by looking at my Google Calendar and then looking at the tasks that I have set up in Asana. So if you have not seen my video on how I manage my bookkeeping clients in Asana, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link below so you can check that out. So right now I'm taking a look at Asana, and of course it is the first day of September, and so that is why I am bringing you along with my day in the life video, because I feel like the first day of a new month is always going to be really busy. There's lots of things going on. I can tell already that I've got some business goals that I want to work on today, and I have some billing that I need to get done. Most of my clients are on like monthly retainers. There are a few clients, maybe just a handful of clients, that I have on hourly. So all of my clients that are on hourly, I need to do the billing today and send that to them today. So that's probably going to be the first priority. And then when I look at my Google Calendar, I realize that I've got a few clients that I need, their books that I need to work on today. I'm going to follow up with one of my clients because I have not heard back from them for July data. So sometimes this happens, they get really busy. They're a nonprofit, and so sometimes they're kind of backed up, especially starting a new fiscal year, which for them it started in July. I also like to work on my calendar, so I put this kind of paper calendar together so that I can kind of have a visual of which clients I am working on and when. So I'm going to do all of that today. I also need to check my email. I've got about 12 emails, but maybe half of them I don't need to do anything with. So that is what I'm going to get started doing. I'm going to drink up some more coffee. Maybe I'm going to check some social media too. In the meantime, just trying to get myself to wake up. All right, it is about 10:30 now, and so I'm ready to have some breakfast. I have not done that yet, but I wanted to kind of walk you through what I was able to get done in the past 2 hours. So I did do some social media. So I like to check in on Instagram, check my notifications on Facebook, obviously. And then I got started with some client work, and the client work proved to be a little bit easier than I had anticipated. So usually at the beginning of the month, I am looking at the August data to make sure that I've cleared all the transactions from the bank feed for my clients. So if there's specific transactions that need to be entered, I make sure to do those within the first couple of weeks of a new month, because my goal is to make sure to send them any questions that I have from the previous month so that I can adjust their books and then print financial statements. So that's kind of like the process within the first couple of weeks. My idea is to make sure that I'm clearing bank feeds and then sending my clients questions. Oftentimes they'll send me the information ahead of time, but there are sometimes a few stragglers. Sometimes there's a really long list of questions from the previous month. So it really just depends on the client and how much communication I have with them during the month. So that's what I did for my first client. So I am also onboarding a new contractor this week, and it is a virtual assistant. I'm really excited about having her on board, and so I'm just getting everything squared away, making sure she has access to all of the systems and softwares that I use, and giving her the login information, providing as much information as I can ahead of time, so that way I can just jump right into training her. We're scheduling a meeting for tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk a little more in detail with her about specific things that she'll be working on for me. So I'm really excited about that. So then I've cleared all of my emails. I do have one outstanding email, so I need to look at that. But then after I have some breakfast, I'm going to work on another client, and it's the same deal. I'm going to be looking at the prior month's data. So in this case, I'm going to be looking at August data and then clearing those transactions, making sure that I have everything captured as much as I can. And if I am able to, I will send them a questions list today. If I'm not able to do that, this is one of my larger clients, then I'll probably send it to them on Thursday. So they did provide me with their bank statements, so I can reconcile their bank statements if I don't have any questions for the prior month. So I have to look at all of that, but that's going to happen after breakfast. All right, let's go eat. Breakfast is usually about an hour for me, and I typically either watch the news for a little bit, catch up on the headlines, or I just watch my phone, anything on YouTube or Instagram, catch up on text messages or Facebook messages, things like that. Today I did not watch the news, I just watched some IGTVs. All right, I am back at my desk from breakfast. So it's about 11:30. I'm gonna check in on my emails, and then I'm gonna work on one of my other clients. I was starting to let you guys know a little bit about them. They are one of my larger clients, and so sometimes, you know, with like the mid-level clients, I usually just pick a day and I let them know what day I'm going to be working on their books, whether it's going to be like Monday or Tuesday or Thursday. I usually reserve Wednesdays and Fridays. I don't plan anything on those days, but for this larger client, I choose to work on their stuff from Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So I do reserve blocks of time for them. I'm not really sure like things that they need. So what I can tell you right now is that I have 9 outstanding emails from them, and a lot of that is related to AP, which is accounts payable, and I do use bill.com for all of the AP and AR for my clients. It's just an easier system where I feel like I can process everything online. I don't have to have check stock here, which is an added risk that I'm not willing to assume for my clients. So for being able to use bill.com, I can process and pay for my clients their vendors, or I can send invoices on behalf of my clients. So I'm guessing probably 7 of those 9 emails are related to AP that need to get done. So I will work on that right after I check my email. and then I'll connect with them if I need to connect with them. We usually meet every other week for this particular client, so that's kind of how I set up my larger clients. I would probably prefer a weekly meeting, but if they are really busy, then I like to schedule every other week for 1 hour. So that's how I do it for my larger clients. The mid-level clients, I usually have one call with them each month. And then smaller clients is really just as needed. So they kind of let me know, or they schedule a time with me on my calendar, and I use Calendly for all of that. So I'll go ahead and leave links to everything that I use below, because I just named off a whole bunch of different systems. And you guys can check it out for yourselves to see if that's something that you want to use for the future. Okay, so I just recorded the intro to this video. It is about 1:30 and I am getting ready to take a break. I finished the bulk of the work that I needed to get done for one of the larger clients that I have. And there is going to be some straggler kind of emails that come through for them. And so I will just keep an eye out for that. What I wanted to talk to you about is just that I had to work maybe about an hour or so, a little bit over an hour, to get all of the AP emails done. That's the accounts payable stuff, like I mentioned to you earlier. So I knew that was going to be a good chunk of my day, which it was. And then I was able to finish sending off the questions for that particular client. So I'm feeling really good about August for them. And I think we will be able to print financial statements for them next week, as long as I get my answers back within a reasonable amount of time, which is maybe 1 to 2 days. So we shall see on that. So the next few things that I have to do is I have a check-in call with my social media and video editor coordinator, who will be editing this video. Say hello. And then I have a couple other client work that I need to do. But again, like I mentioned to you guys before, I do need to work on, can you see it? I do need to work on that calendar. And then along that, there are a couple other tasks that I wanted to make sure that get done today. So one of those tasks is billing my clients. Another task is to make sure that I download any bills that need to get paid on the 1st. So a lot of people send their bills on the 1st, including myself. And so I want to make sure that I'm downloading that information and saving it to my drive. And the reason why I'm mentioning this right now is because it is very crucial to keep a backup of all the information that you have when it comes to payments. So things that I'm going to be downloading are like the Dropbox invoice, Calendly invoice. I do have a board in Asana set aside for all of these types of tasks, and I list in a particular task all of the items that I need to download. So it would include the QuickBooks invoice, and if I need to pay the post office box this month, that is on a quarterly schedule, so I don't have to pay that every month. So just things that I need to be aware of. When I bill my clients, I'm also looking at my cash flow spreadsheet, and this cash flow spreadsheet is something that you will learn about in one of my courses called Bookkeeping for the Entrepreneur. It's also included in Know Your Budget, so I'll put some links down below for those two particular things as well, because Bookkeeping for the Entrepreneur is really specific to those people who are in business and not quite ready to get an accounting system like QuickBooks, but they have to do their bookkeeping. You're in business, so you need to have some form of tracking when it comes to your financials, right? So I do personally use the cash flow spreadsheet for my business. I also have a separate cash flow spreadsheet for myself that I have not published anywhere yet, but I'll probably get to that somewhere down the line this year. So all of those things need to get done. However, I do feel like in between deep work that you do, I have to take a break. So I'm going to get some yoga done. I'm probably going to do 20 minutes of yoga because I don't have a lot of time. And this really helps clear my head space so that I can get all of these other tasks done. And it's kind of like a shift in focus for me. So I'm going to get some yoga done, and then I'm probably going to grab a snack and then come back to my desk. Wow, look at that. Looks like the sun came out. Look at how beautiful. All of a sudden, huh? All right. Is anybody else a fan of Yoga with Adrienne? I'm doing this one called Home.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Home, your 30 90-day yoga journey.
Okay, I'm all finished with yoga. I'm feeling pretty good. It's about 2:20 and I am getting hungry, so I'm going to heat some meal preps up. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I do meal prep every Sunday. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me at Adrina Calderon, just my first name and last name, and you can see all of my meal prep Sundays. So I'm going to go get some meal prep, and I do have a meeting at 3, so I have to be mindful about the time. Oh, I'm so excited about this. This is my sweet and sour chicken meal prep, and it looks delicious, smells delicious. I'm ready to dig in. All right, last we talked, I was having lunch, and then I had a meeting with one of my team members. So it's about 4 o'clock now, and I have not gotten to that calendar yet. There are a few other tasks that I have not gotten to as well that I feel like are pretty important. So I'm looking at my list again. I'm also looking at my calendar because I think a lot of these tasks I can actually do tomorrow, except the billing of my clients. So I really need to do that. And then I need to check in with another client and get some of their work done today. So I'm probably looking at 1 more hour of work, because if my brain's not in it, I'm not sure how really effective work it's going to be. So always listen to your body. You know, if you need a time to rest, then you need a time to rest. And I think there's value in listening to your body. You don't want to like keep going, and then end up just burnt out by the end of the day. So I don't really have plans tonight either. I'm just gonna heat up some dinner, and then that's probably gonna be my day. I'm probably just gonna chill out, watch some TV a little bit later. So that probably won't be on film, because I don't think that's gonna be very exciting, just watching me sitting on the couch or reading or whatever it is. So one other thing that I wanted to mention was what I do on my Wednesdays and Fridays. I've sort of alluded to this already, but I just want to be a little bit more specific about it. I've set aside Wednesdays and Fridays. I try not to schedule anything on my calendar. So I'm looking at my calendar right now, and I've basically blocked off the whole day for Wednesday and the whole day for Friday. There are a couple of things that I do have listed. Generally speaking, I have a meeting every Wednesday, and then with my new VA, I'm going to also have to schedule a weekly meeting, so that will either happen on Wednesday or Friday. So what do I do on these days then? You might be wondering. So on Wednesdays, I've actually dedicated the whole day to being the CEO. So I am going to be doing any kind of CEO tasks, which would include any kind of filing. It's going to include any kind of my personal financials, my business financials, financial forecasting, financial analysis, projecting. And then I'm also going to be thinking a lot about my vision, my strategy, and kind of like what are my business goals. So I will always check in on all of that stuff every Wednesday. I also have another program that I do that is kind of like an online teachable format as well. So I already went through this program earlier this year, but I'm just actually going through it again. So I set aside some time every Wednesday to go through that program, which is more about like bigger thinking in terms of building my business. So that's what I do on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are dedicated to being CEO days, and I find value in that. I think that's really important. If a client does have a question or they want to talk on the phone or something, I do allow for that. I just try to keep as many meetings not on that day, so that way I can really just focus in on the items that I really want to focus on as a CEO of my business. Now on Fridays, I've dedicated to being my content maker days. So that's what I'm calling it. Other people might call it content days, maker days, whatever the case may be. I'm considering it a content maker day. These are the days I generally film YouTube videos or any other video content that I might put out, like on IGTV or on Facebook video, whatever the case may be. These are also the days when I'm going to be scheduling recordings for my In Real Life with Adrina series. So all of those recordings will happen on Fridays. When I take a step back and look at kind of like my week, I'm actually batch working. So I'm batching all my content to one day. I'm batching all my CEO tasks to one day. So on my content maker days, other items that are included is any kind of social media content that I need to do or any kind of direction that I need to provide to my team on the social media content. I do that on Fridays. That's generally speaking when I'm also going to be looking for articles online. I'll probably do the article thing every Wednesday and Friday just because I want to make sure that I'm keeping myself updated on anything that's happening in the world, and we all know lots of things are happening in the world. On that day, I'm also writing my newsletter for my weekly newsletter, which are now being sent out on Wednesdays. So if you'd like to be included on my weekly newsletter, I'll also leave a link below. You can go to accountingbyadrina.com/newsletter to sign up. And I also work on any kind of blog content or any other content things will happen on those days. So Wednesdays are really for CEO days and setting direction, and then Fridays are really for doing it. And also I find a lot of value in that. Again, if my client needs something and it's urgent and they want to talk to me on a Friday, I'm not going to say, no, I can't talk. I will try to encourage a different day if that's possible, but I want to make sure that I am serving my clients as well. So I try to stay open to that as well. All right, friends, it's just after 5 at 5:11 to be exact, and I finished the pressing things that needed to get done, especially the monthly billing. I'm glad I did finish that, and one of the reasons why is because I did bring on a new client at the end of July, so it's kind of an hourly consulting client, and so she just wanted me to be on retainer for her, but I didn't bill her for July because it was it was less than an hour, and so I included the billing for July into August, and I sent her an email to explain that she'd be getting an invoice. So I'm glad I did that because I could have missed it if I didn't do all my double checks and everything. So I made sure that the amount of money that I billed is captured in my cash flow spreadsheet. Again, you can get access to that cash flow spreadsheet by entering into my online course called Bookkeeping for the Entrepreneur. It's only $75, and it's a shortened version of my bigger course called Know Your Budget. And Know Your Budget kind of does a personal finance and then business budget walkthrough, so you get the whole shebang. But if you're really just looking to hone in on your cash flow and your forecast and your budget as your business, I would just highly recommend signing up for that course. That is going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed a day in the life with me, and if you have any questions or comments or anything that you'd like to share with me, make sure to drop them down below. Make sure to check out all the links that I mentioned in the description box also below. If you did find value in this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and make sure to share it with your friends because sharing is caring. All right, friends, I will see you in the next video.